Welcome, my dear friends. Welcome to Touching the Edge. Welcome to this process of healing the human heart. And when I say the process of it, I really mean recognizing that there's something when we go deep enough far inside ourselves that somehow we find each other. And so I want to talk about this in terms of what we call the portal of loneliness. The portal of loneliness, there's something about this element of loneliness that is so very human because we've all experienced it at one point or another. This point of loneliness, sometimes even when you're with family, sometimes the loneliest you can be is with family that you don't feel connected to, or the loneliness of being by yourself or feeling like you're somewhere that you're not accepted. But I want to suggest to you that there's something about that depth of loneliness that is so deeply human. And there's something about the depth of loneliness that is also a memory state. It connects us to our history with loneliness, not just to what we're experiencing right now, but all the way back into childhood. So when we shift our relationship to loneliness, so when we reframe it, we find an access, a portal to all the different periods of our life. It reframes our story as a hero's journey, and it connects us to our humanity. When you have this relationship to saying yes to this loneliness, you find something that's inspirational about your experience. Your trial is also your testimony. Your test is your testimony. And so there's an avenue by really having compassion for our own loneliness that supports us in having compassion for others as well. There's something about the saying yes to it. Saying yes to our experience that connects us to some kind of passion. If you really feel into it, when you found something you loved as a kid, it came out of a period of loneliness. There's something about this loneliness, if we can say yes to it, that's actually abundant, even in the midst of it. That there's something about it that shifts from loneliness to being simply alone. And in that, a deep peace, a deep acceptance, a relationship in this peace, an acceptance that allows us to be in acceptance of everything. There's a flexibility into it. There's a fluidity to it. We allow ourselves to be ourselves. So I want to say yes to this loneliness when it comes about, but I want to suggest to you that you are not alone and that you are connected within the healing circle. And when you make it known, how do you deal with it? How do you manage loneliness? What is the exact thing that we can do? To me, loneliness is actually like a gumbo. How do we deal with the emotions that come together to create loneliness? How do we shift our relationship to our emotions so it doesn't feel so painful or so shame-based? Let us know what you feel about the portal of loneliness. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. So here we go. If we can learn to be at peace with ourselves, there's something that comes from the depth that changes this loneliness. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.